Live from Cool Boys Central.
You're the boss down there. I'm boss up here.
From bat tips to bat nips, we are just cool boys revisiting Batman, the animated series, and wearing hats. This is Batman and Beyond, a Cool Boys podcast.
I see Batman and Beyond.
All right, I'm ready.
Oh. Woo! Dooga 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 dum dum Dugan dimples. All right.
Is that your vocal exercises?
Yeah. Dum dum Dugan dimples on the valley floor. Dum dum Dugan dimples on the valley floor. Silverado Express. Wonder Shop. You like that? You got to come up with good stuff, Steve. You got to come up with good stuff to say because you're going to be a poppin'. Right, Steve?
I just come up with pure gold on the fly.
Woo-hoo! I'm just really happy, Steve. Oh, we're already in this. I didn't even realize. Greetings, Cool Boy Bat Nation, and welcome to another installment of Batman and Beyond, a Cool Boys podcast.
What?
You're supposed to say in between, when I say Batman and Beyond, you go, woo woo, and then I say a Cool Boys podcast. That's how it plays out. That's the script.
All right, let's do it again.
Okay, Batman and Beyond.
Woo woo.
A Cool Boys podcast. Haha. I'm Ballard, a retired pizza delivery driver.
And I'm Steve.
Steve's my lawyer. Haha. So cool.
Yeah, really?
It is pretty cool, Steve. Oh, and before we get into everything tonight, I just want to say thank you so much, Cool Boy Bat Nation, for the outpouring of support.
It was a lot.
It's been wonderful. Everyone coming out, to be able to be there for me, for my sobriety, because I am a super soldier, as Steve likes to call me, right, Steve? Because I'm super sober, super soldier, baby.
I do not recall really.
Well,
saying
thank you
that
very
to
much, Steve. I appreciate
I
it.
am proud of your 3-day sobriety. Is this what you're talking about?
No, it's not 3-day sobriety, you dickhead. Are you fucking kidding me?
All right, whatever.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me? It's 3 weeks.
I mean,
3
6 days.
weeks.
We do a recording. I see you once a week, so I know at least once a week
Woo, woo.
what's going on in your life. And so
well,
6
yeah,
days
it's true. We haven't seen each other as much since we started doing this episode or more lately, as things have been getting a little nicer.
Well,
let's get into tonight's episode. Tonight's episode is Shadow of the Bat, Part 1. Directed by Frank Parr and written by Bryn Stevens.
She was involved in all of Batgirl's episodes?
It seems to be, right? Definitely Heart of Steel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one was the one where Gordon is injured. It's I Am the Night, I think. I don't know if she was part of I Am the Night. That was Michael Reeves, it says here.
You're right.
But yeah, she's been instrumental to Batgirl because, I Am the Night is not as instrumental of a Batman episode to Batgirl as
Heart of Steel, where that introduces her.
Yeah, exactly. But Shadow of the Bat Part 1 came out on September 13th, 1993. And this week's villains are Two-Face, Rupert Thorne, and, spoiler alert, Gil Mason.
Also, Two-Face, right? I guess not.
Yeah, Two-Face is a little bit of a spoiler, again, yeah. Gil Mason's the real spoiler for especially this Part 1. All right, well, Wikipedia says, when Commissioner Gordon is framed for taking bribes from Rupert Thorne, his daughter Barbara pleads with Batman to show up at a rally being put on in the Commissioner's behalf. But when Batman disappears after finding the person behind the frame-up, Barbara takes the law into her own hands as Batgirl. It's a little misleading. That's not exactly what happens in that episode.
It's a quick little summary.
Yeah, it's a glimpse.
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia has a note here, Steve, just for you. This episode marks the series debut appearance of Barbara Gordon as Batgirl.
I guess I have like mixed feelings with this episode. I felt like it didn't really need to be 2 parts.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I loved it as a 2-parter. However, I will say this is like a huge leap forward in conversation that we could almost get into really with part 2.
But it's like I wanted to like it because I was excited to have them introduce Batgirl. And I like how Batgirl's another surrogate to the audience, where she's like kind of sarcastic. But that's much more later on, I feel like, in the second episode.
This is one of my favorites. I love it when they build out and flesh out the Bat family. And that's what this episode really is about. It's like, hey, we've teased this character. Now you're going to see this character. And you're really going to see this real origin for this character. And I like that.
Yeah, and I guess I was just like kind of disappointed with her origin. She just like makes this costume to appear in a rally for her dad. And they don't really like develop, her. She just basically is like lucky, I guess. And they should show her being a little bit more of like some sort of badass, I guess.
I love this. Okay. You obviously didn't like it this episode. Whatever. All right. Nuts to you. You don't need to talk the rest of this episode, I guess. Fine. No one cares about what you have to say about naysaying little girls over here. You're so mean.
So I can't disagree with you, and we can't.
No, you're disagreeing. You're disagreeing with Batgirl, okay?
Dang.
And what she stands for.
I don't
Actually, I don't know if
understand.
you're really doing that. But I do want to point out, if we can get to the episode at hand here, and less about how Batgirl is someone that Steven doesn't care for much.
Dang, that's not even what I said. I was talking about how.
I know it's not at all what you said. I'm totally
Well, here they
changing
have
what you
her
said.
doing this is like what they show her as being like a badass, gymnast, which qualifies her as Batgirl, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to the episode when we see Rupert Thorne get busted. And that's when you see this whole raid go down and Commissioner Gordon busts in
Well,
on
Thorne
Rupert
doesn't
Thorne.
get
But you also
busted.
see-
I thought
we also
Thorne-
meet
doesn't he
Deputy
escape?
Commissioner Gil Mason. And I just want to say, as soon as Gil Mason walks onto the scene in the episode, literally, he is a bad guy. It is so fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. It's like, come on. I've seen this before as Harvey Dent. Where we had a guy who seemed a little bit, as they say in Lord of the Rings, right? An enemy of would look fairer and smell fouler. It's exactly that. He is the most handsome fucking guy around, Gil Mason, and he looks bad. He looks so bad. A bad boy.
I mean, it was very obvious that he was not a good guy, and
They try to play it. But
not
it just
even
doesn't
that
work.
much. I thought that they is it the third act or no? I thought that they show him.
Yeah, no, it's the third act. It's the very third act. It's the very third act. We can get into that when we get to the third act. But there is a point in the third act where it's just ridiculous.
Well, where it finally reveals it. But I thought that there was there's hints about it, but
Well, there is, but they're bullshit hints, and we'll get to those later a little bit as well. But I just want to say that the whole thing is just when Gil Mason shows up, even as a kid,
he's
I knew something's up here.
He's trying to replace whoever's arresting Gordon.
Yeah, exactly. This guy's clearly power hungry. He's usurping the throne. And then we cut to from the news report about Gil Mason to Bruce watching on his classic big screen TV.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
And what do you think he was drinking there?
Oh, I don't know, man. Something amazing, probably. Something probably laced in some PCP or something like that, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah?
Bruce likes to get wet, get
The
a little angel dust.
But yeah, well, from there they show Jim Gordon getting arrested, and Barbara.
No. Oh yeah.
And Barbara doing her gymnastics.
Mm.
But is everything okay over there?
Why? What's up? By the way, Barbara doing gymnastics is great reminder. It's like when you see in The Dark Knight, you see Bruce Wayne riding the motorcycle before he rides the Bat Pod. So you're kind of just like, I get it. Okay, so when you see him ride the Bat Pod, you're like, he can ride motorcycles. He could obviously ride this Bat Pod. It's the same idea. It's like you've seen her flip around and do all kinds of flips and shit, and she's just having the best time, and you're like, okay, when later she's Batgirl, it's all established. Everything's established. The rules are
Well,
established.
the thing is,
and
it's
I
like
love that.
it's pretty weak, right? Like that's weak. Like they should have her be a little bit more of like a badass than just like, oh, she does gymnastics.
We've seen her be a badass already, though, in 3 other episodes.
Not really a badass. They've just like introduced her.
She covers her dad up with a curtain so he doesn't get glass on him. She goes and saves her father and Batman in Heart of Steel.
But nothing was like, okay, I don't. Batman went and trained for like Samurai Jack, like across like the world, and went masters and became a master.
This is different.
Robin was a circus child and learned the art of trapeze as a young child, and then trained for years.
This is all part 2 shit. Like, this is all part 2 conversation that I don't really want to get into now because it makes more sense to discuss this in part 2. But you're absolutely right, but I have a whole thought process behind that.
Okay. Well, I'll save it for
I
that.
actually like about it, and I'll tease it now. Teasing my thought process.
All right, I'm excited.
What Steve just
I'll have
said.
to wait a whole week for this thought.
You're gonna have to wait a whole week, Steve.
Uh-huh.
You have to literally wait till next week for me to tell you
my God.
exactly what I think about what you just said.
Oh, great.
I hope we remember to discuss
I
it.
figure I'm not going to, but
Well,
that's
fuck,
what makes it
fuck all that
organic.
noise because the Gordons have the biggest basement and they filled that shit up with the best workout equipment.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you see that?
Okay. Whatever. I'm not. Let's just save it for the next episode.
Yeah, that's right. Let's focus on this workout equipment for a moment, Steve, because this workout equipment is top notch. It is fucking top shelf. It's fucking top of the line.
That's probably evidence that he's under Thorne's thumb or whatever. Why he's getting arrested.
That he's actually a corrupt. Where did he get this mansion? Yeah, he has this mansion. He's got the biggest basement ever. All I know is I don't want to toot my horn, but celebrity status now, I get it. And I've been amping shit up around here. I've been amping shit at home. I've been amping. I've been sweating a lot.
You're saying
Been
celebrity
sweating.
status. Like what's
And
like,
so
what's going
and I've been
on?
getting so many good ideas, Steve. Recently, I've been getting so many good ideas.
Oh my God.
But I have something real quick, Steve, I need to talk about. We have a newspaper headline, and it says Commissioner Gordon arrested. Steve, DA Janet Van Dorn. By the way, shout out to Cool Boy Dorn. Some of Dorn's support also is wonderful during my sobriety or continuing throughout my current sobriety. And I just want to say, most importantly, people like Dorn, people sliding into my DMs, Steve, by the way.
What does that
and
mean?
the Pen Pals, Cool Boy Nation, the Pen Pals, you guys have been fantastic. I've been learning a lot about you guys. You've been learning a lot about me.
Who have you
Things
met?
are getting real personal. It's been fantastic. It's been really a great way
Are you
to
talking
connect.
about? Are you talking about
And,
Batman?
I'm. What's up?
Are you talking about Batman?
We are talking about Batman. We're talking
With
about
your pen
Shadow of the Bat
pals.
Part 1.
No, with your pen pals.
Well, I mean, sometimes.
Okay. What I'm seeing right now on the episode is
Tell me
the
what you're
first
seeing.
appearance
But
of
here, I
Batgirl.
never even got to finish my question. So here's my question.
Oh my
So
goodness.
DA Janet Van Dorn, like Cool Boy Dorn, what? Cool Boy Dorn. She denies bail due to the evidence being solid. Apparently, Gordon has money deposited into laundered accounts, witnesses of him taking bribes, and deposit receipts from South American banks. So they deny him bail because he's a flight risk. Steve, can she do that?
It's a possibility. That's definitely a possibility.
What? She can actually do that?
Yeah, the judge can deny bail.
None of that circumstantial?
Well, if they know they have accounts like that are out of the country, that means a flight risk. That's a
Does
real
it really?
thing. Yeah, that's
a real thing?
Yeah.
So wait, so if good to know. So if I shouldn't have any of my accounts outside of the country then.
Well, if you're trying to hide your money from the government, then you usually have accounts that are through like dummy corporations or whatnot.
Right, you talked about dummy corporations a few episodes ago with the mechanic when Bruce Wayne set up all those different
That's
corporations.
he was trying to basically hide.
Earl.
He was trying to hide Earl, so he didn't want anybody to know. So he was creating.
So
these
what's
dummy
the way that I can
corporations.
have bank accounts outside of the U.S. and not get in trouble?
You can, I think.
Huh.
You definitely can have bank
Wait,
accounts.
but then why is Gordon going and getting in trouble for depositing receipts that show that he has South American? Oh, he's already in trouble for other things, and they're just saying he's a flight risk because of that?
That he has money in another country, so they could freeze his accounts here, so he can't actually do anything. But it's really difficult to freeze money in another country. So if he could fly before they're able to stop him to South America or wherever the banks are in that account, and live there. And a lot of countries in that area don't follow extradition.
Nice. Can you give me a list of these countries offline?
I think if you want.
All right. And I swear to God, any money you ever get from me, Steve, is always going to be a boomer and totally clean.
Is a what? A boomer? What does that mean?
What? Doesn't matter. It's all good, man. Well, that's fucked up. So I guess Gordon is a flight risk. But one thing we should point out is that we get a new Batman disguise. Matches Malone.
The one that most looks like, Bruce, I feel like.
Bruce with a receding hairline.
Yeah, but he's done so many others where he changes his form and whatnot, where now that's pretty much looks like Bruce with actual makeup on.
I also want to point out, Steve, that the crowd it's rallying for Gordon and upset that Gordon's in jail. All the crowd wants apparently is not innocence, right? Like, let him go.
I just want to see Batman.
Free Gordon. Gordon is innocent. It's James Gordon deserves bail. That's what they're chanting essentially in the big protest sign they have is that James Gordon deserves bail. I thought it was funny. It's kind of like it was a very mild-mannered crowd protest. What do we want? Reasonableness. And then I do want to point out that it's very interesting the way Batgirl shows up, as Batman, and she pretends to be Batman, runs around with little shoulder pads. But then she takes the shoulder pads out. Uh-oh, what's that? We're starting to see that slick figure, right? Starting to see the curves, starting to see, it's Batgirl and not Batman. And then, Robin tears at this Batman's cowl, rips it, all this red hair falls out, and he goes, "A girl."
Yeah.
He's like, "What?" He's like, "A girl." And then so now we have more costume origin. And then she goes and does her thing or whatever and fights and then loses the guy and has to get out of there. And Robin shows up too late and he's like, "Oh my God, I don't remember there being a Batgirl." Boom, right there. Robin just coined the phrase Batgirl, which Summer Gleason must have overheard and then drops on her news report. She's all like, "The Batgirl, the mysterious Batgirl." So who do you think gets credit, Summer or Robin?
I'm gonna give Robin the credit.
No one cares. And then while Robin is saving her, we get a Steve sponsor cliffhanger act break as Batgirl's being shot at by hired goons. Steve, how does she get out of it?
I don't remember.
She flips out of the way because we remember all that flipping. Remember that flipping for earlier from the workout?
The gymnastics callback.
Boom. She's crushing it.
Mm-hmm. And Robin to the rescue.
Robin rescues her because she apparently got injured flipping too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and then I love Robin then goes back to the mansion to rewatch the tape, essentially, or the newscast.
Yeah.
He goes back to the mansion to watch the newscast, and he pauses it and rewinds it. So I'm like, wait a second. Does Robin have DVR back in 93? Or did he call up Alfred on the road and was like, "Alfred, I think I'm going to be on the news. This crazy shit went down at Gordon's protest. I'll record it. Record the 10 o'clock news. Record the 10 o'clock news." And Alfred recorded it on VCR, and he just watched it back there. What do you think happened?
I think they have the actual feed of the news, and they were able to they like hack into everything. That's what I think.
You don't just get the feed and able to pause and rewind the feed.
I think they were able to get the feed.
You mean all of a sudden on the 10 o'clock news, everyone's just sitting there watching it with their chocolate milk, and then like it just started rewinding?
Like they were no, like they were able to get the old feeds or whatnot.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm a pizza delivery driver. I know a little bit about satellite feeds and broadcasts.
How would you? You're just a stupid pizza delivery man.
Oh, I'm stupid now. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up.
Oh no, no.
I'll fuck you up your ass with my dick hole.
I'm scared.
Just having some fun, Steve. Got that celebrity status.
I like how Batman totally just fucking
cocksucker.
Like walks into a trap. They totally catch him, and he just sucks.
He does. But Steve, even more important is, Batman walks into a trap like a moron. But Barbara Gordon goes to Gil Mason's house and is all like, Gil, I want to talk to you. And then sees the henchman, the hired goon, in his living room, and she's all like, "Oh, nothing." And she does like the whole face, and she's all of a sudden freaking out, and it's way too obvious. It's way too obvious that she's like obviously caught on to something, and they're just like, "Barbara, what is it? Chill out, relax, you're fine, everything's okay." It's like wait. As soon as if I was Gil Mason, I'd be like, "Oh, the bitch knows. Got to take out the bitch." Fuck,
I mean, that would just be
really wanted
yeah.
to get in her pants.
He would have no
idea. Do you think
idea.
Gil fucks Barbara?
What was that?
Do you think Gil fucked Barbara?
Not yet. I think he wanted to.
Ow! Steve, you are hot to trot tonight.
Am I?
You are.
Well,
Steve, you should slide into my DMs. You know that big guy?
And then she makes her final adjustments to her costume, and that's the end of the part 1 of the episode.
That's it. To be continued. I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 boys.
Wow.
You practically know why. It's for all the things I've said, and it'll be for all the things I say next week, too.
Wow. I'd give it like 3.5.
Yeah, okay. I would say I was thinking you were going to give it 2.5 out of 5 boys. Just straight down the middle, perfect episode. Or straight down the middle, mediocre episode. Woo! Sorry,
Yeah.
Steve. I've just been really focused on kind of what's been going on in my personal life more recently.
I think that you're really upset that I don't like this episode that much.
No, I'm not upset. And I just want to say thank you for the well wishes, everyone. Again, Cool Boy Nation, especially my one pen pal from. I don't really want to say where you're from. But you know who you are.
What are you talking about?
Just a little bit. He knows.
That's weird. So you're shouting out one person. We reach that a lot more than hopefully one person.
Well, I just did the same thing to Dorn earlier.
Well, that's a cool boy.
Oh, sorry.
Is your pen pal now? Is he going to be like an honorary cool boy?
Well, he's this is one of many, but I don't know. I don't know. We're looking into other stuff. He actually has he kind of has his. I don't want to get into too much, but he has his own private. He's got his own capital. He's got his own. He's got his own. He's got some
These
stuff
are
going on.
buzzwords that I'm hearing, but I don't know if that you know what they mean behind them.
I know what they mean. I
Private
just don't need to get into
capital,
it more.
You know.
Great bat stuff, Steve. Cool Boy Nation. Tune in next week. Same Cool Bat time. Same Cool Bat channel. Oh. Woo! Cool Boy Bat Nation, be sure to let us bat know what you bat thought of Shadow of the Bat Part 1. Or what your favorite bat episode is by emailing us at batmanandbeyondcoolboys@gmail.com. New episodes come out every Tuesday. Also, please check out our other great Cool Boys Central content with the Cool Boys Podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Patreon. Also, donate to us on Patreon. It only costs $1, and you will receive special access to content too hot to air. You can find the Cool Boys on Patreon at www.patreon.com/coolboyspodcast. Thank you for listening. Stay cool, Cool Boy Bat Nation. Until next time, it's Bizees from Bat Ballard.
And that's Bizees from Bat Steve.
So cool.
Batman
And beyond.
Oh, yeah.
Batman
and beyond.